If you haven't been to Clarksville in a while, you owe yourself a visit. Despite a major flood and tornado in recent years, the quaint old buildings downtown are alive and thriving. Well, like the restaurant that Ken Wilshire discovered, a place that adds credence to the old saying, when one door closes, another one opens.
Normally, the Cumberland River is such a peaceful, placid body of water as it winds its way through Middle Tennessee. But when it overflows its banks, its waters devastate communities, like the city of Clarksville in 2010. But flooding hasn't been the only disaster Clarksville's had to endure. This downtown area has been destroyed by fire and a major tornado, but it survived, and it's become one of the fastest growing cities in the state. It's been up to local businesses like Edwards Steakhouse to serve as a catalyst for others to invest in downtown and rebuild this vital segment of the city. Edwards family owners are Linda, Gary, and John Shepard. Linda says it took far more than a desire to own a restaurant when they made this commitment.
We started in 2009 at a time when things weren't really great money-wise all over the whole country. So we're constantly trying to get more people down here. You know, it's hard for mom and pop businesses to make it these days, so we've been very blessed.
Actually, it was Linda's son John who founded Edwards. He worked here when the previous restaurant was closing. He says this historic old building was spared by the 1999 tornado, and he sure wasn't going to let it die vacant.
Most of the buildings downtown are anywhere from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, so you're really bringing the history of Clarksville back into it. I've been told by my grandfather and my father that this was a furniture store at one time, as you can see, where they've taken the pegs out and refilled them in with mortar and brick. Just the feel of the old buildings is incredible by itself.
In fact, there's a diverse mix of businesses, restaurants, theater, art, and government downtown. They're all integral building blocks in this city's foundation for growth. And each one complements the other, like the culinary creations you'll find on the menu at Edwards.
We're one of very few restaurants that are considered casual fine dining. So we don't want people to feel like they have to dress up to come in here.
We're known for our steaks. Our pastas are all homemade. It's a recipe that me and Justin came up with together. Our seasoning for the steaks is different than most places you'll ever see. It's something me and Justin sat down one day and actually put together. On our menu, you'll see anywhere from hand patty burgers to salads to homemade pastas to rainbow trout to lamb chops to a steak dinner for two, which is sort of our signature dish, anywhere to the baby duet, which is named after my son Jet. So we got a little variety of everything to appeal to people.
But it requires more than a delicious fare, a dedicated family and staff, and a quaint old building. I mean, you just have to have delightful desserts created by Chef Justin.
Justin makes his homemade creme brulee, which is to die for. It's so good. He makes homemade caramel pie. We have a chocolate molten cake. We have a bourbon pecan pie, which we've had since we opened. Gary picked that out and he loves pecan pie. You can taste a little bit of the bourbon in it, but it's very good.
I believe the homemade desserts sort of set us apart. You don't see as many people doing homemade desserts anymore. Even with our drinks, adding different little names to it, coming up with different cocktails, sets us apart from other people.
You'll find Linda just about everywhere, greeting, seating, and chatting with guests.
I like to try to get around to every table in here. I like to, if I don't know their face, I want to know why they're here, how they found out about us, and we try to make birthdays and anniversaries special.
John's usually at the front door, or serving, or cooking, or bartending.
We try to keep it as a family atmosphere. Whether we've met you once in this restaurant, we've seen you 100 times in this restaurant, you've become part of our family.
And Gary is behind the scenes. Well, so far behind we couldn't get him on camera. But the restaurant's namesake is John's grandfather, Edward Shepard, and he visits often.
but it's named after him. We thought it was very meaningful to have family names in it, such as, you know, like with some of our drinks, our Big Mama Sangria. Big Mama was my dad's grandmother. Papa's Old Fashioned, that was his dad. You know, like my mom mentioned, the steaks are named after all our grandparents. So we try to keep our family history and heritage involved in this restaurant.
It seems there's just nothing more soothing to accompany a comfortable, cozy dining experience than piano music. Edwards Piano Bar features player piano music daily, but a couple of days are very special.
We have live piano on Friday and Saturday night, and of course it's a piano bar. Friday night, Jackson Miller plays for me, and he's been playing since he was 15 here. He's 18 now. He does not read music. He just sits down and plays. Our advertisement says, come for the food, stay for the atmosphere. And that's what we want it to be.
Whether it's fire, flood, or tornado, Clarksville has clearly demonstrated it can weather adversity. Still, the city leadership is hoping folks like the shepherds at Edwards will kindle a huge fire in the hearts of this community and receive a flood of support for preserving its heritage. And hopefully, investing in satisfying appetites will create a whirlwind of activity for the future.